If you want to understand why learning through experience is crucial in transforming your mindset, then the following video from my trusted Pathway to Purpose blueprint is for you. Okay, and welcome back. And so this video is called A Different Way of Learning. Okay, so this will be a short video, but it's a very important and foundational topic. Now, I've mentioned before that self-help books, self-help courses don't often work for the majority of people. And there's a reason behind that. The main reason being that knowing information makes no difference really to you getting any kind of result. You might say, well, hang on a minute, Rob, this doesn't sound quite right. You know, what are you talking about? You're telling me that just watching this this course here that you're shooting, finding your purpose, if I just read this and listen to this, that it's not going to work for me? Well, why am I watching this? What I'm getting at here is that simply by intellectually understanding things, it doesn't put us into a state of being where we produce the actions that get us the results that we want. This is also, you know, why motivation doesn't really work as well. Motivation, I don't really like motivation, these motivational videos, because, you know, they put you into a state of being temporarily where you're really excited and you're really pumped to do something, and you'll have that self-knowledge to do whatever it is that you want to do. But, you know, after a day or a week or whatever, that motivation is completely gone. And that's because your state of being hasn't really changed. There's been no transformation there. So I am here to tell you that knowing things just makes no difference whatsoever, and it's not going to help you to find and act and implement your purpose. You know, we know how to lose weight, for instance, but many of us don't follow through with that. I mean, it's simple. You go to the gym and you eat less calories, you lose weight, right? But so many people are not able to do that. Me, that's one of them. That's something that I still struggle with, actually. You know, we understand we need to be calmer and speak to our children differently, yet sometimes we snap and we shout at them. We know we should not push our partner's buttons in a certain way. But we do that, right? We know how to act, we know how to be, but we don't actually become that. We go back to these same old patterns of behavior that we've always had. So taking in information and knowing really makes no difference. What we need to change is transformationally change the way that we're being. And so that's what I want to talk about here. I want to talk about the difference between old and what I'm going to call new transformational ways of learning. So, in terms of the way that we usually learn, which we'll call informational learning, we have what we know, right? We know that we know. So I know that I know how to run an online business. I know how to shoot online courses, which you're watching now. So I know that. And I know how to speak English. But then there's things that I know that I don't know. So I know that I don't know how to speak Chinese. I know that I don't know how to fly a plane. Just a couple of things there. Now, of course, I can know how to speak Chinese and know how to fly a plane simply by learning those things, right? Getting the information. I can read about Chinese, learn Chinese, and then I know that I speak Chinese. I can read about, you know, how to fly a plane, then maybe get some experience and learning of flying the plane from an instructor, and then I know how to fly a plane. Yeah, that doesn't mean that I'm actually then going to go and do those things, actually, does it? It doesn't mean that I'm actually going to have the confidence to drive the plane, the real experience to drive the plane. Am I going to have the experience and the guts to go to China and speak Chinese? Maybe, maybe not. Do I have that kind of confidence, that kind of ability, that real experiential knowing? So there's what we know, and there's what we know we don't know. Sorry, yes, what we know we don't know. Gets confusing, this one. But what if there was another bigger chunk of knowing? The majority of knowing, actually. Or understanding, maybe I should say, which is that we don't know that we don't know. Now that sounds really strange, and you may say, well, how do I not know what I don't know? Well, I mean, it's a bit of a trick question, isn't it? Because you can't know. But that's the whole point. It isn't intellectual, and finding your purpose and living from purpose and living the life of your dreams isn't an intellectual pursuit. There's some other kind of innate knowing that goes on. And this is experiential learning and what we call transformational learning, rather than the informational type of learning. And this is what I want to try and get across to you here, that simply by reading and listening, it's not enough. We have to take these concepts that we learn and then go out and live them, put these into practice, get experience from these. And that experiential learning, it's very different to intellectual learning. So for instance, one example I could give you here is learning how to ride a bike. So you could read about how to ride a bike. So, you know, you sit on the bike, you turn the pedals, and you try and balance. And it's like, well, what is balance? How do I do that? You can only really learn that by experience. And then remember back to when you learn to ride on the bike, you'd keep falling off the bike and you'll get frustrated. But once you'd got that balance, you never lost it. That kind of learning, it's experiential and it's transformational. And hopefully this is what you're going to find through, especially going through this first module here, is some kind of transformational learning, some kind of shift, so that you start to live your life just like after you started living your life riding the bike, when you'd always found that balance, that you're always now going to find a certain way of being, which is going to just completely transform your life. And once you've found your purpose and your vision and your values and everything, you're just going to be able to move forward with ease and grace. So how do you be successful living from a life of purpose? Well, I can't tell you, exactly, because for me, it's my experience, right? I can guide you through this blueprint that I've built for you, this Pathway to Purpose blueprint. But as I say, this is going to come from your experience. When you start to learn about these concepts that we're going to go through, I want you to start to try and see how these are affecting your life and see if you can come through with any kinds of transformations and real innate knowing. Because when you have that innate knowing, when you have those aha moments, that's when you seem to have this innate ability to take massive action. And it's all to do with some way of being that you can't describe. What the French would call je ne sais quoi, Like, I don't know, you can't quite put your finger on it. But I'm here to tell you again that, the results that you get in your life, you're not going to become that kind of person and feel a certain way when you get that result, when you get the kind of life that's been led from purpose. When you start to change your mindset, get these aha moments, get this transformational learning experience, you're going to change radically your state of being right here, right now, in the moment, and that will get you the results. And you'll always feel that way. You'll feel great all the time. You'll be on purpose. It's a wonderful feeling. So over the course of these next few videos, we're really going to be shining a light on what you don't know that you don't know. You can't quite put your finger on it. Why am I behaving in this way? Why am I always getting these certain kind of results? We're going to shine a light on that. We're going to find out. And I encourage you, some of these concepts might seem a bit alien to you. If there's any exercises, you might have some resistance towards it, especially if I'm telling you to go out and do something and practice that in daily life. But Here's one really great tip that a couple of mentors gave to me a couple of years ago, which was just try on the jackets. Like you go into a store, and you try on a few jackets. You find the one that looks nice, the one that fits, and then you can go with that. If something doesn't work for you, try on another jacket. Get that experience. As I said to you before, I think in the introduction, that at different times, at different points throughout this course, you will have aha moments, and it will be different for you for different people. It will drop at a different time, and this may be because a particular concept, an activity that you've gone through something will just click. There will be that je ne sais quoi moment that I don't quite know what, I can't quite put my finger on it, what's happened, but there's been a shift. We talk about a shift, an internal shift, and just a different state of being. Can you describe that? Is that informational learning? No, it's something that you don't know what you don't know. We don't really know. But something has happened. So hopefully this is going to happen for you as we go through this first module. You're going to have that aha moment, that certain little instance where it's just like, I've now got that je ne sais quoi. Okay, so I'll catch you in the next video. Bye now. So if you want to see more videos like this and truly understand how this all fits into finding your life's purpose and implementing it, then you can check out my course by that very same title on Udemy by clicking on the link in the description below. I will take you from the conception of a new life to a state of being where you will create exactly the life you want and understand how to get paid for it. So click the link in the description below if that sounds like something you'd like to pursue. I'll see you soon.